What's up, guys? Jared Welch, RacingDudes.com, back for another Kentucky Derby horse capsule. That's right. We are just week and a half away, right, from Kentucky Derby 150, and I'm going to take a look today at Fierceness. That's right, Fierceness. Not probably. He's the most talented horse in the race, but definitely probably the most talked about horse all season. Obviously, your 2-year-old champion, Breeders' Cup winner, came back not so good, came back in the Florida Derby, was fantastic. I don't know. We'll find out, right? So let's go through the tape. Let's tell kind of the stats behind the horse, and we'll get to the kind of the pros and cons and all that good stuff. All right. Owner's Repoli Stable. He's 0 for 7 in the Derby, actually. So his best finish was that Mo Donegal year, 5th in 2022. Of course, Mo Donegal went on to win the Belmont Stakes. Todd Pletcher trained. He has a record 64 starters in the Derby with winning with Super Saver and Always Dreaming. He's got John Velasquez in the irons. He's 3 for 25 in the Derby. With Animal Kingdom, wins with Animal Kingdom, as well as Always Dreaming and Authentic. So this guy, obviously, you got a guy like John Velasquez in the irons, you're good. Here's where it gets dicey. We'll go to the career earnings, $1.7 million in earnings. He is sired by City of Light. He's out of a Nona Bella dam by Stay Thirsty. It's a homebred, so no cost on the sale there. But 5 total starts, 3 wins, and 1/3. So there's the concern, right? We talked about Sierra Leone, kind of how consistent he was. Not this gun. Not this guy. Oh my gosh. I mean, have you ever seen a horse that's more inconsistent than Fierceness? It's insane. I mean, this horse goes from looking like a surefire Triple Crown winner to maybe he splits the field. That's how inconsistent he is. He's an all or nothing horse. The Champagne was awful. I think you can forgive the Champagne. You could have, forgiven the Champagne. And then, because then I was like, okay, well, he was awesome on his main special weight. He was awesome in the Breeders' Cup. Great. I mean, the Champagne is crazy. The race was disgusting and the track was bad. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But then the Holy Bull happened. And I'm sorry. I know that it was off a little bit of a layoff, but there's no excuses, in my opinion, to run that poorly. I mean, it was beyond bad. And then, of course, the Florida Derby, he was fantastic. So it's just he really is. He's the victim and the the person that's gonna, or the horse that's gonna be in charge of his fate in this race. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's gonna dictate everything if he wins or loses. So he's a speed horse. He's gonna be more. He doesn't necessarily need the lead, but I would argue that that's where he runs his best. But he can sit off of a tad. But he's definitely going to be forwardly placed. So that would be, to me, his concern. My concerns for his post position would be high. Just because I think he needs a good post spot. I think if he draws inside, he's going to be in big trouble. This is not a big horse. He's a very little horse when you compare him to some of these other ones in the field. And if he were to draw inside and get kind of banged around early in the race, you could be done just like that for him. He's a victim. If he gets banged around and he doesn't want to run, well, then it's over. He's shown that he's got no heart when he gets tested. That's kind of the con, right? Aside from being inconsistent, that when he does get a little tested, he folds it up, and so that is the issue there. But you hope that he doesn't get tested. That's the key here, because obviously the positive is he's the most talented horse in the race, and it's really not close. His wins have been more impressive. Vastly more impressive than anyone else in the field. His losses have been really, really bad. So again, I think he's an all or nothing play. I don't. The race runs through him. I have no interest in keying him. Like I said with Sierra Leone, I think he could be a good key horse. Meaning, I would play him in all 3 spots if you're playing the try. I don't think you need to do that at Fierceness. I think Fierceness is an all or nothing win. You either key him on top and move on, or you just don't use him at all. I think it's that simple. If you pick against him, he can make you look really stupid. If you pick him, he could also make you look really stupid. So he's also going to be a low price, right? He's going to be a favorite. And my problem with his price is going to be You look, he's going to probably be in the 5-2 range, right? Well, that's like Pharaoh. That's like Justify. Those are those prices. And I mean, maybe the talent level could be there. You could argue at his best, right? His peak, but he's certainly not as consistent of those two horses. So it becomes a little bit of an issue on the price standpoint. But again, there's really not a lot to say about Fierceness. I think we all know what he is. You're either in the belief that he's going to run his race or you're not. And I think that's all it all comes down to. And I don't, obviously there's going to be a group of us that are going to be right and a group of us that are going to be wrong at the end of the race, but I really don't think you need to overthink it. You know, I guess if you're against, you're hoping he gets a bad post position. If you're for, you're hoping he gets that good one. And he kind of feels like a horse you might know in that first turn, even that he's got a shot. He's going to win this thing, or he may be in big trouble. So there you go. There's Fierceness. That's my thoughts. Well, obviously, as we get closer and the post positions come out, we'll have a lot more insight on what we think here at racingdudes.com of Fierceness. You're probably Derby Yeah, did I just spoil? I know the script. You're not your Derby winner, maybe not yet. Your Derby favorite. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to racingdudes.com where we have all kinds of picks and information for the Kentucky Derby, including our Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks betting Bible available right now. So go get your hands on that and wait for the post positions. All right, guys, I'm Jared Welch. We'll see you next time.